All right, so you spent at one. I remember in an interview you spent 49 out of 52 weeks on the road. How did you start getting booked to do road gigs? I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. Obviously, you're more. I mean, this is more hardcore for you. I'm in Pottstown. You are in New York City. You take it way seriouser than I do. But it's like, what is like? How did you start getting booked? Did you have an agent? Did you self do it? What is it that you did to start getting booked? To get booked every week of the year except for three.
Um, well, it started at a different time, different era that I started, and I sort of by luck started Charlotte, North Carolina. Did seem like a good place to start, but it was in '98 because the guys that ran the club here also booked a ton of stuff all over the Southeast, and so they had a lot of road work. And so once I got a little bit of time, they were eager to push people out. They needed people. 2000, 2001, people were still give you a hotel as an MC in some gigs and money, pay out of town MCs, and definitely features. So I was able to get on the road pretty fast.
Okay.
And then through that, my local club booked a ton of stuff. Shitty one-nighters, good weeks, good weeks in Charlotte and Jacksonville. Then I'd get in a club in Atlanta. On my way to the gig in Florida, I'd do a guest spot in Atlanta, get in that club, and do that. On my way to something, I would do a guest spot in Ohio, get work there, and then a buddy would refer me to the club in Des Moines. And so, the first few years from '98 to started getting on the road, probably 2000, 2001, and by was featuring all over the place, and then started headlining in 05, 06. And so then it just went everywhere. So at that time, I think it was a different time then. And you could just get in a car and go feature week to feature week. They all put you up in either. The money was still garbage, but you could go week to week. If you had 4 or 5 weeks, you go make a couple grand, 2-3 grand.
Yeah.
And then go do solid week. Do a week in Des Moines, a week in Wichita, a week in Kansas City.
Yeah.
A week wherever in Oklahoma City, then come back to the east. So it made sense that you drive your car way out to the middle of the country and do it. And lived in condos. So that's the way I did it. I don't think it can't be done that way now because they don't get features hotels and there's not that amount. The weeks were also longer. In 2002, 3, like there were a lot of Tuesday through Sunday clubs, or at least Wednesday through Sunday. All the Funny Bones were Wednesday through Sunday. Punchline Atlanta was Tuesday through Sunday with a 3-show Saturday.
Oh, wow.
All that's been a lot of Thursday, Friday, Saturday stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the weeks are shorter, the money's lower, and so you had out too many off days. But back in the day, you finished Des Moines, you had a day or two off before you started in Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, if
you kept going, you get a ton of shows.
Yeah. Now, in the situations where you were getting booked by the you were in a guest spot at a club, maybe that wasn't booked by your club, but a buddy was like, "Hey, there's a whatever here tonight. Come and do a guest spot." Did you always make it a point to talk to the booker after? If obviously you killed. Did you make a point to talk to the booker like, "Hey, my name's Paul Hooper. Is there a way that I can, I feature for whatever, Zanies or the Looney Bin or Caroline's or whatever? Is there a way I can get in your club?" Or would you just hope that booker would come to you first?
I would usually, it was like beforehand. It was, my buddy referred me, you're in Memphis, then you can do this spot here. He already talked me up, like saying, he does well in these other clubs before. And so if you have a good set, a lot of times in that day and age, you could get booked as soon as you got off stage. That happened more than once. Where they would, then they would just be like, come back to the office and give you a week, which I don't feel like, I don't know if that happens anymore. And, or it's like, hey, we're not booking out, send your avails and stay in touch. And it's that whole game for a year.
Yeah.
And sometimes you chase it around a lot of times and then eventually get booked. But it was a lot of times, going in, they know why you're there.
Okay.
And you're traveling through and, and so get off stage. It's either, and give you a week, or if you have a mediocre set, you're like, I don't know.
Okay.
And stay on them. So it was that a lot in those first years. That's early 2000s. I did that. It worked out a lot.
Okay.
Just didn't have to do 5 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever they say, nail the time.
Yeah.
Kill or do good enough with whatever crowd's there. And then hopefully